Hello, thanks for joining a new video. This time we're unboxing the Galaxy A07. Let's get started. Note, it's not the Galaxy A07 5G, which will be another variant. We will be getting it soon. This is the 4G edition, or it can also be known as LTE. It is the most basic device offered by Samsung to date. So its price in Mexico at the time of recording this video is 2,149 pesos. More or less $119. Although remember that the prices here are not the same as over there, but it is definitely an affordable price. Even in some stores I saw it still at 1,999 pesos. This is a price category where there are very few devices that can truly become acceptable options. So let's take a look at what Samsung can offer us, because it promises to be quite interesting. Already on the box, we can anticipate some of its remarkable features, but well, we'll see in just a moment. What do you think if we go ahead and take the cell phone out of the box? To get to know it in detail? So here it is. The box, to be honest, is designed in a very minimalist and simple way, so you shouldn't expect a lot of content inside. Actually, I believe we've already finished the unboxing part. Well, we hope that in this section at least there will be a bit more included. Here, for instance, we have the tool for removing the SIM card tray, and we also find the cable, which is USB-C to USB-C, adding a pretty modern touch. Consider the fact that other manufacturers, even those producing more expensive cell phones, still include a USB-A cable. In this regard, I appreciate what Samsung does. However, what I dislike is that it obviously doesn't include a charger, and that's definitely quite annoying. However, moving on to more enjoyable topics, it's quite interesting that they offer Samsung Care Plus as an additional service option. Currently, not many brands can provide you with such insurance, which, of course, you must purchase separately. Yet, it remains a viable option for those who wish to consider it. From this point forward, they also include advertising that encourages you to protect your cell phone. They offer insurance against theft and accidental damage for a duration of up to 2 years, so that option is available. I must emphasize it's a very simple box. We would really love to see a charger included here, but unfortunately, you have to purchase the charger separately. However, if you already own a charger from previous Samsung generations, you can definitely make use of it. That's essentially everything in the box. As you can see, it's quite straightforward. So let's remove the box and focus on the phone, though you'll need to take it out of the cover first, of course. There it is. Now, I've already powered it on, and as it boots up, I want you to take a quick look at the design of this device, just so you can observe it while it starts up. Right over here, we are also observing the bottom part. The design is distinctly Samsung, you know what I mean. It immediately embraces the new Samsung design line, which now, instead of having separate cameras, incorporates them into a single capsule. But essentially, we're going to have something quite similar to the last generation. So, let's see. We already have it set up. So let's begin a little tour of the specifications of this device. We discovered that it has a thickness of 7.6 millimeters and weighs 184 grams. Samsung has put a lot of emphasis on making its cell phones as thin as possible, and even in the low-end models. This trend of making the devices very thin continues. It's important to note that it also features the key island, which is what Samsung has named this small protrusion. This is where the volume buttons and the power button are located, and it also serves as the fingerprint reader. It does not provide us any resistance to water, nor does it have Gorilla Glass protection or anything similar. We are looking at a screen measuring 6.7 inches in its diagonal, featuring HD resolution. It's the most basic, with 720 by 1600 pixels, offering PLS LCD technology. It is quite basic since it has very low contrast. Also, be aware that even when you activate the eye protection mode, you will find that it is not a very comfortable screen. It's really quite cool in a lot of ways, and so it's essentially a basic screen. Obviously, we couldn't be too selective with the cheapest device Samsung has available. However, it does provide us with a 90 Hz refresh rate. You might notice a bit more fluidity in the interface movements, for instance. Take note of how it appears sufficiently fluid, although I must emphasize it won't have very high contrast. As you'll notice, it also features quite a lot of reflections. However, it's a super basic device. On the bottom, we find a single speaker with a wide perforation. It's obviously very simple, but it does have a headphone jack. The speaker lacks bass frequencies and primarily emits mid-frequencies, which aren't usually very pleasant. So you'll probably prefer using headphones, but luckily, it still includes the jack. The front camera is 8 megapixels, with an f2 aperture and a fixed focus. Here you can see the preview before and after taking the picture. It actually performs remarkably well. I honestly expected a more basic quality. You can observe good detail, a nice balance of light and shadow, though there is some noise and graininess, and the contrast isn't very high. For the price, it competes well. It can't record in 4K, but full HD is decent. Other pricier devices only record HD with the front camera. So it does well. The rear has a 50 megapixel main camera with f1.8 aperture. The camera features autofocus and a secondary 2 megapixel sensor with an f2.4 aperture. But hey, you know, the secondary camera doesn't really see much use. Apparently, it's mainly intended just for depth capture in portrait photography, but it won't be that sophisticated. Now here, you're looking at an example of a photograph that was captured using this camera. I personally think it's quite a basic photograph. Already from the 2x zoom, we can realize that it doesn't maintain the optical quality. So essentially, the more you zoom in, the lower the quality of the image becomes. I would say that even when using a 4x digital zoom, it still manages to provide us with a fairly decent quality. At this price point, it's really something we can expect. Additionally, we will notice here that it has the capability to record up to full HD resolution at 30 frames per second with this rear camera system. However, the standout feature is certainly the operating system. It comes with One UI 7, which is running on Android 15. Interestingly, it is already receiving the update to One UI 8 along with Android 16. This is something that no other device in this segment can claim. It boasts a promise of 6 years of updates, which is unique in this category. Many devices come from the factory already outdated, with no updates promised. Thus, this is Samsung's fundamental advantage. The user experience at the software level will be quite good. Note that, for example, if we find modes and routines that are quite sophisticated functions that previously Samsung reserved them for their more expensive devices, but now we do see it available here. While it doesn't include every single One UI tool, it notably lacks certain features like the edge panels option. Also, it's important to point out that Bixby is not included here. However, it compensates for this by offering some experimental features, such as the ability to force multi-window mode for all applications. This can be quite useful for users looking to multitask across different apps. It also introduces a great one-handed mode, which helps reduce the screen space, for instance. These are software features that Samsung has developed very well, and they are incorporated into such an economical device that, honestly, the user experience is quite impressive. The battery is 5,000 meters. Supports 25-watt charging, but the charger isn't included in the box. This would be the major criticism for a device in this category, and with a basic processor, the power consumption could be low since you can't do much on the device. We'll see how it performs in testing, but for now it seems compliant. An intriguing proposal for individuals seeking a cell phone that is as basic as possible, yet provides a satisfying experience. It's not just about spending money for the sake of spending, but about making a smart choice. And speaking of performance, the device features MediaTek's Helio G99 processor that we see in much more expensive devices than this one, so it seems to me a good addition in this price range. But if benchmarks are your thing, here we have 733 points in single core and 1,995 points in multi-core, while in Antutu it reached 5,22,839 points. The truth is that the power is very well in this cell phone. I believe the days are long past when Samsung's entry-level phones were considered the worst purchase you could make, as they offered an experience that was completely useless. Nowadays, you can observe that this device feels quite agile and responsive. It doesn't come across as frozen or sluggish. Of course, in this instance, I haven't opened a large number of apps because the device is limited in RAM. Therefore, it's crucial to keep most applications closed to ensure a smooth and seamless experience. It is equipped with 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of storage. This means it will be a device that can fill up quite easily. You will find that almost half of the storage is already used by various elements, such as the system itself. In my case, I have installed very few applications and have only a limited number of photos. So, in essence, the system and the pre-installed applications end up consuming nearly half of the available space. Fortunately, you can actually insert a micro SD card with a capacity of up to 2 terabytes. Which is a great way to complement the existing storage. However, I would have really loved to see more built-in storage, although this can vary in different countries, as there are places where the device comes with more RAM and additional storage. But here in Mexico, we have received this particular version. Anyway, that's all we have for this video for now. I truly hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know you can let us know, and we'll see you in the next one.